This Tuesday Newsday is brought to you by Glide. Visit dtoid.tv/glide or stay tuned after the show for more information.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Tuesday Newsday. I'm your host Max Scoville, and Tuesday Newsday is the show where it's Tuesday so we talk about the news. And the news is things that happened recently. That's it. That's how it works. On this particular show we typically talk about gaming news, but you already knew that. I don't know why I'm saying these things. It's Tuesday. I'm feeling a bit wacky. Let's all have fun. We got some cool stuff to look at today. For starters, Dragon Age Inquisition gets its first big, proper, smelly, stinky, sexy gameplay trailer, which shows off a whole lot of things that are happening. Unfortunately, I understand about 3 of those things. Abel Gourmet has a write-up on Destructoid.com in which he says stuff like this. The blight is over. The Kunari have been driven from Kirkwall, and the mages have gone to all-out war with their Templar oppressors. We've seen a lot of crisis across Thetis, but all that doesn't seem to compare when demons and spirits are invading your home. Okay, so I don't know a whole lot about Dragon Age Inquisition, but I do know that it revolves around of the veil being torn. I guess that's sort of like the sky, and then all the monsters are coming in through there, so that's what you have to do to fight them, and the whole Inquisition is people trying to get together and kind of put a stop to that. As for the lore, not a huge expert on that, but I did see this game in action back at PAX Prime last year, and it is really, really impressive. It is a great-looking game. Definitely a wonderful offering of the Frostbite engine. That's EA's big old engine that they're making everything run on now. And you can get mud on your boots. You get mud on your boots when you walk through it, and there's monsters and stuff like that. We learned from this trailer that there are mounts, which are now rideable, I guess. Unfortunately, those mounts do not include the wyverns. Abel did his little write-up here. He talked to the EA people. They say you cannot ride on the wyverns. I'm not sure if this is a safety issue or if they're saving that for DLC, but we will have to wait and see for ourselves. The good news is we do have a release date for Dragon Age Inquisition. It is October 7th, and that is coming to 360, PS3, PS4, Xbox One, and PC. So get inquisitated or something. If you don't like dragons and you think that they're stupid and you'd rather look at spaceships, well, good news, because we have some beautiful HD gameplay of Star Citizen, which is the kind of resurrected wing commander that was so grandiosely kickstarted a while back. This was shown off at PAX East a couple weeks ago, and this is the first time we actually get to see it in a beautiful high resolution of our own. We kind of knew some of the things they were trying to do with this game, but seeing them in action is an entirely different story. We knew that you'd be able to get up and walk around the hangar in kind of in first person, and you get to look at your little space gloves and space boots, and then you get to get in your ship and fly it out into space and fly it around out there. One thing I think is great is that they've got G-force in this, so if you do too many funky loops, you're gonna black out. You're just gonna pass right out in your spaceship, and then it's probably embarrassing because you'll crash into some stuff. Speaking of embarrassing, I love that they crashed their ship immediately after takeoff in this little demonstration here. So if you got half an hour and you want to look at some spaceships, go check this out because it is pretty. If you are a fan of games that come from Japan, well, good news, because that is most of what our news is today. Let's see, starting out, Dynasty Warriors Gundam Reborn, which is the Dynasty Warriors game in which you are not playing as samurai guys, you are playing as the Gundams. Well, that's coming out July 4th. God bless America. That's going to be coming digitally only to PS3. It's going to be $40. There are over 100 mobile suits you can play as, and you can do reenactments of famous battles from the Gundam series, or just a silly nonsensical thing where you're the Hayaku Shiki and you're beating the shit out of a whole pile of Gelgoogs and Zagaks or whatever. I'm probably going to play that game. It's probably going to be real loud and real stupid, but I'm okay with that. Let's see. Moving on here, Sword Art Online Hollow Fragment. That is a game that is coming to PlayStation Vita this summer, and localized in English, so that you can play it on your PlayStation Vita in America. I don't know anything about Sword Art Online. My girlfriend watched the anime, and she got real excited when she saw the trailer for this game as it was released in Japan, because apparently you can hold hands with people in the game. I don't know. So if you like swords and art online together and you want to hold hands with someone in a game on your PlayStation Vita, there you go. That's happening sometime this summer, I guess. If playing musical noises with your 3DS is more your speed, well, good news, because Final Fantasy THEATRHYTHM Curtain Call is coming out for North America sometime this year. This is the kind of upgraded, expanded version of the Final Fantasy rhythm game. This has 221 songs, 60 characters, and it's $40. So you can tap on some stuff and do the swiping, and it makes little noises, and there's probably chocobos. So good news for you guys, I guess. Fans of stuff that's spooky and scary, you should be excited that there's a new Fatal Frame game on the way. This is coming to Wii U by way of Tecmo Koei and Nintendo. That's really all we know. They just said that they're going to be making a new game in that series and that you can presumably get it at some point. And it'll probably have a name, but they didn't announce that. So they just sort of said that they're doing a thing. On the bright side, though, there's a bunch of new Fatal Frame stuff coming down the pipe. There is a live-action movie, there is a comic series, and there is a new novel. So if you like those things, maybe hope that they get localized in your area, or at the very least, you can import them and find a fan translation. Japan. Oftentimes the first news we get of new IPs and franchises and games and products and things like that is when companies go and trademark the names of those things. And today we have a whole wealth of things that are being trademarked by companies. For starters, Microsoft has trademarked the term Eden Falls. That's probably going to be a game. What's it about? I don't know. Eden falling, something. Apples. Who knows? They also trademarked the term Screamride, which is probably about roller coasters or a car made entirely out of skulls, or really, I have no idea. But that's all we have to go on right now. It's very likely these will be games we're going to see revealed at E3, but we have to wait and see on that one. On the flip side of things, Sony has trademarked some stuff too. They've trademarked Entwined and Killstrain. Which is better, Killstrain or Screamride? Only you will know for the... I don't know. We're going to find out what these things are at E3, I hope. On a much more exciting note, Zenimax Media has trademarked Nuka Cola, as in the soda from Fallout. So something's going on there. Maybe we're going to see Fallout 4 announced at E3. God, I hope that's the case. Yeah, Bethesda, they're so tight-lipped about that stuff, and all we want is just the slightest hint, just the teeniest, tiniest thing. If you'd like to see something really amusing with Bethesda, go check out the video The Onion did, where it was, it was a spoof bit about how the barbed wire community was super offended at how barbed wire was being portrayed in The Evil Within. Go watch that. I'll put a little annotation there because it's just lovely. I love when The Onion does the video game stuff. Anyway, totally sidetracked there for a minute. Finally, because we're talking about trademarks, I figure it's worth mentioning that King.com, the guys who make Candy Crush Saga and then subsequently trademarked the terms Candy and Saga, and then got in a big old hissy fit with the guys who made Banner Saga, which has nothing to do with candy or crushes. It's just a name of a thing. It's just the term Saga. And then I guess the guys who make Candy Swipe, they've sorted all that bullshit out. So now they understand that it's okay for more than one game to have the term Candy and Saga in the title. And everybody has stopped being quite as stupid as they were momentarily. The news. Finally, one last piece of news before we go. This is a wonderful little bit of news. If you have a PlayStation Vita, be forewarned that you can now get a whole bunch of PlayStation 1 and PSP titles downloaded to it. I don't think you have to do anything. You probably have to update the firmware or the software or the thing. Just click the little arrow thing and it'll make the thing happen. But if you want to go on to the PlayStation Network, you can now presumably get stuff like Portable Ops, Metal Gear Solid 1, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro the Dragon, and of course the Sega Genesis Collection. So all sorts of shit. Just go on there and look at some stuff and it'll probably actually run on your PlayStation Vita now. The PlayStation Vita is a great thing. No one paid me to say that. I really like mine. So if you're on the fence about it, it's a cool thing to have. Somebody was saying that on Twitter. They're like, should I get one? I was like, yeah, have you been not paying attention? Anyway, that's all your news for today, this week, the last week before this. Stay tuned to this channel. We're going to have more stuff going up this week. Hopefully, going to be premiering a new series called Just Saiyan, which is all about Dragon Ball Z. And if you missed it, go check out Farts and Crafts I put up earlier today, in which I drew Boba Fett. And then on Friday, we should have another Dumb Idiot Ideas, and we should have some coverage of Watch Dogs going up later this week. So, subscribe if you haven't, and go tell your friends. Tell your mom she looks great in that dress. Tell your sister I'll call her back. Tell your dad, sorry about the rickets. I'm Max Scoville. See you later.
Fed up with the hassle of selling your games online? Well, stop doing it that way then. Introducing Glide, the easiest way to transform those smelly old games you don't want anymore into hot, sexy piles of cash. After creating a free account, just click Sell on the Glide website, find your item, describe its condition, and name your price. That's all it takes to list it. No description writing or picture taking necessary. Yeah. Once your item sells, Glide will send you a shipping kit with everything you need to get your old game to its new owner. Everything's pre-addressed, prepaid, insured, and tracked the whole way, so all you have to do is put it in the mail. Once your buyer receives the shipment, payment will be deposited into your Glide account. Use the cash to shop on Glide, have it transferred to your bank account, get a check mailed to you, or even be paid in Bitcoin. Even if you're not looking to sell, Glide's got a great selection of pre-owned games, phones, tablets, and iPods for stupidly reasonable prices. Sign up today, head to dtoid.tv/glide. It's a great service, and every sign up helps support Destructoid.